The Dallas Cowboys arrived in Indianapolis for the NFL scouting combine harboring what I called it quiet optimism regarding their plans for a contract agreement with star defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence. Upon his arrival in Indy, COO Stephen Jones took another step forward by acknowledging that Dallas had made its first offer to Tank, a generous concession, because that meant, when reading between the lines, that a second offer would likely be soon forthcoming. And here we are, a source telling me that tonight in Indy, team officials plan on meeting with agent David Cantor in an attempt to move the ball forward. I've long believed that both sides can be on the same negotiating page because it's simply so obvious what needs to be done with the free agent star. Owner Jerry Jones is on the record expressing that very sentiment. The clock is ticking now, but there is still optimism that an agreement is on the horizon, with the framework around that horizon being the March 5th deadline for NFL clubs to designate franchise players. "I don't know the timing," Stephen Jones told reporters upon his arrival at the NFL scouting combine in Indianapolis, "but I'm very confident we can get a deal done." Jones said the team is negotiating with Lawrence and that an offer has been made. Lawrence was tagged last season with a one-year deal worth $17.1 million. It was a show-me move by the club, and Tank showed him. As Jerry Jones recently acknowledged in our conversation, "I make everything plus for DeMarcus," the Cowboys owner told us during Super Bowl week on 105.3 The Fan. "No one has given any more, prepared any better and performed any better than DeMarcus has. I'm all for that." Talking so unabashedly about an unsigned player being a plus would indicate the Cowboys' positivity here. Meanwhile, Tank has done some of the same, recently saying, "The Cowboys already know what it is. They know where I want to be. I got big goals, not just for me, but as a team and as an organization. I love being a Cowboy. It, of course, can be partly about money." And Tank later tweeted, "Your move," which to some was assumed to be some sort of ominous threat. And more recently, Lawrence tweeted, "Alien," which sounds like negotiations-related talk, but of course could be about most anything. There is a recent report that suggested Lawrence might be a holdout. As I write here in my VIP column, not even the word holdout is accurate, and really, your move is also inaccurate because in the end, both sides have to do some of the moving. Read here. There are also stories that say that Tank wants an extension. To be very precise, it wouldn't be a holdout unless he'd signed a contract. And it wouldn't be an extension because he's presently a free agent. But the vibe is that this is logically a player who merits a long-term contract that pays the Pro Bowler in a range of $20 million a year. That's a good enough starting point, anyway, to motivate Jerry to pass on using our interview as some sort of negotiating tool to instead tell the truth about the plus. Lawrence has compiled 197 tackles, 34 sacks and 8 forced fumbles since being drafted in the second round of the 2014 NFL Draft by Dallas. I've long believed at some point, a figure of $100 million is going to make it into a headline. And above and beyond that, an effort to note that the market has been set by pass rusher Khalil Mack and his having signed a 6-year, $141 million deal after being traded to the Chicago Bears has surely entered the conversation, too. Jerry knows all of this, as does Stephen Jones, who has said, "Certainly a huge priority for us to get him signed. We want to sign him up long-term. I think he's going to play this season at 27 and still be a young player, and it's still in front of him in terms of him improving and getting better." That is on the record optimism to match what I'm being told behind the scenes. Beat the March 5th deadline, something Stephen downplayed today, and both parties avoid any tag messiness. Do so in a way that satisfies both parties, and personnel guru Will McClay's draft day vision of Tank as a QB hunter, along with Jerry's desire for a war daddy, are fulfilled. That's the direction I'm told negotiations are heading, with lots of pluses to be had. And a meeting to be had tonight.